Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Justin. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are covering another blue deck from the new BT11 format that's about to come out. This time, it's probably the last blue deck I'm going to cover, but this time we are covering an updated version of the blue flare deck because there are a few cards that came out in BT11 that just add a little bit extra to the blue flare. So, let's get into it. Alright, start off with, of course, our babies. We're running 4 copies of the BT11 Wanyamon. This has the inheritable effect when attacking once per turn. If you have a blue tamer in play, draw 1. Alright, moving into our rookies. We're going to be running 4 copies of the BT10 Gaussmon. This has a really good effect. On deletion, you may play 1 level 4 Digimon with blue flare and its traits from your hand, suspended without paying its cost. Then, we're going to be running 2 copies of BT5 Syakomon on your opponent's turn. Your opponent cannot reduce Digivolution costs. 2 copies of the BT6 Modoki Betamon. All turns, your opponent cannot gain memory except through tamer effects. And then to wrap up the rookies, 3 copies of the new BT11 Dracomon. On your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon with Dramon in its name or blue flare and its traits, draw 1. And then an inheritable effect on your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon with Dramon in its name or blue flare and its traits, gain 1 memory. So that's a good inheritable effect there. Alright, for our level 4s, we have 4 copies of BT10 Greymon. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with blue flare and its traits from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you have a Kiriha Aonuma in play, you may return 1 MetalGreymon from your trash to your hand instead. And then on deletion, it has save, which is the effect that when it's deleted, you can save the Greymon itself, place it under one of your tamers to use it as a Digicross source. And then its inheritable effect when attacking once per turn. If this Digimon has blue flare and its traits and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, unsuspend this Digimon. And we're also running 4 copies of the BT10 ZeigGreymon. On play, draw 1, and then for each of your opponent's Digimon that they have in play, also draw 1. And then it has the same on deletion effect of save, and then its inheritable effect, while your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1000 DP. We're also going to be running 4 copies of the BT10 MailBirdramon. On play, if you have a Kiriha Aonuma in play, you may return 1 MetalGreymon from your trash to your hand. And if you don't have a Kiriha Aonuma in play, you may play 1 from your hand without paying its cost. Has the same on deletion save effect, and then inheritable when attacking once per turn if this Digimon has blue flare in its traits, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play. One of your opponent's Digimon cannot attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. And to finish off the level 4s, this one's running 2 copies of the starter deck Greymon with the extra security attack inheritable. Alright, moving right into our level 5s. 4 copies of the BT10 MetalGreymon. This one has material save, which is different from the regular save. Regular save lets you save the top card. Material save lets you save your sources. So this says material save 2. Then on play, this Digimon gains Rush for the turn. Then, if Digicrossing, 3 of your opponent's Digimon with sources less than or equal to this Digimon's number of sources can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. And then it's got Digicross 2. I'll let you use Greymon and MailBirdramon either from your hand or on the field. You can Digicross the 2 and reduce the play cost of MetalGreymon by 2 for each one of them. So making it a 3 cost to play straight up. Then we're running 4 copies of ZeigGreymon. This ZeigGreymon has Armor Purge, which is allows you, so say you're attacking with it and it gets deleted, or your opponent attacks it, it gets deleted. Instead of deleting the entire stack, you would just purge the top card and the rest of the stack stays there. And then on play, when Digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare and its traits from your hand or from under one of your tamers under this Digimon as its bottom source. Then, if ZeigGreymon is in this Digimon's sources, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. And it also Digicrosses with MetalGreymon and ZeigGreymon for Digicross 2. So you reduce the play cost by 2 for each of those, making it a 5 cost to play straight up. And then 2 copies of the MetalGreymon plus Cyber Launcher. This card also counts as a MetalGreymon, and it also counts as a ZeigGreymon. It also has Armor Purge like ZeigGreymon. And then on play and when digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare and its traits from your hand or under one of your Tamers to this Digimon's bottom source, and then return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. If this Digimon has ZeigGreymon in its sources, then you can return a level 4 or lower Digimon instead. And then Digicross 2 for this one as well, with MetalGreymon and ZeigGreymon. The only way you're going to do that is by using one of these copies to play the other one, because there are no ZeigGreymons in this deck. Alright, for our level 6s, we just have 3 copies of the new BT11 ZeigGreymon. This ZeigGreymon digivolves for 3 costs from blue or red, but also digivolves for 2 costs from MetalGreymon. And then when digivolving, you can unsuspend this Digimon. Then, if a card with blue flare or cross heart in its traits is in this Digimon's sources, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, you gain 2 memory, making this a free or 1 cost evolution. On deletion, save, so that you can save this card, and then place 1 blue Greymon and 1 MailBirdramon from your trash under one of your Tamers with General and its traits. So not only are you saving this card, but you can recover your Greymon and your MailBirdramon from the trash to use for another Digicross. And then it's got an inheritable effect on your opponent's turn. While this Digimon has blue flare and its traits, it gains blocker, but there are no level 7s to use this inheritable effect, and really the only other Digimon you can use to even get that inheritable effect, other than just running a straight up level 7, which we're not doing. There is a Shoutmon, like a level 6 Shoutmon, that goes along with this one, where you can Digicross in using the ZeigGreymon, but it doesn't really work all that well with this deck. Alright, for our Tamers, we are running 4 copies of the Kiriha Aonuma. This is the blue flare Tamer. At the start of your turn, if you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3, so it's a memory set Tamer. And then on your turn, when you would play 1 Digimon with Digicross requirements, suspend this Tamer and you may place cards from under the Tamer as the sources for that Digicross. That's standard effect for the Digicross Tamers. Then we're running 2 copies of Taiki and Kiriha and Nene. At the start of your main phase, by placing 1 Digimon card with cross heart or blue flare in its traits under this Tamer, gain 1 memory and draw 1. And on your turn, when you play 1 Digimon with Digicross requirements, by suspending this Tamer, you can use the sources under it as Digicross material, same as the Kiriha. And then we are running 2 copies of the Yuya Kuga. While not a one of the fusion general Tamers, it does have effects with Greymon, and there are a lot of Greymon in this deck. It's also a memory set Tamer, and then on your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, you can suspend this Tamer, and that Digimon gains an extra 2000 DP till the end of your opponent's turn. If it digivolved into a same level Digimon, that Digimon is also unaffected by the effects of your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is actually a really useful card for this deck specifically. Lots of Greymon, and there are benefits to digivolving like your MetalGreymon into the ZeigGreymon or the Greymon with Cyber Launcher. So you can also use Yuya's second effect. And then for the option cards, we're running 3 copies of the Blazing Memory Boost, that is the Blue Flare Memory Boost, and 1 copy of Ice Wall. So the Blazing Memory Boost lets you reveal the top 6 cards to your deck, add 2 cards with Blue Flare to your hand, and play 1 Kiriha Aonuma, and then you can place this card and on a subsequent turn trash it for 2 memory, and then we all know what Ice Wall does. Alright, so this deck is obviously a little bit different in the way it plays than most decks, because you can Digicross as well as regular Digivolution. The ideal way to play the deck obviously is to just get into your ZeigGreymon as quickly and cheaply as possible. I can show you kind of an ideal path, and I can also show you a couple little tricks to get into bigger Digimon faster. So your first trick is Gaussmon. Gaussmon, when you can Digivolve into him for free or play him, whatever. When you get him on the field, swing with him, let him die. You want him to die because then you can get a free level 4. That means you could be playing MailBirdramon, DeckardDramon, Greymon. You don't want to play this Greymon because you won't be able to do much with it. But any of these three would be perfectly fine. They are played suspended, so keep in mind you run the chance of your opponent just straight up deleting them on the next turn. Another quick path that you can take is Digicrossing into MetalGreymon. This is probably something you'll do more often in the mid to late game because you'll have the sources you need in place. You can either have them on the field, either in battle or under your Tamers, or you'll have them in your hand. But Digicrossing using your Greymon and your MailBirdramon from anywhere on the field or in your hand will allow you to play MetalGreymon for a 3 cost, which is cheaper than playing any of your level 4s. It's even cheaper than Digivolving up into MetalGreymon itself. So that is another fast way to get back into your level 5 and then Digivolve into your ZeigGreymon for free off of the regular MetalGreymon, as long as your opponent has 2 Digimon in play. As far as kind of like an ideal Digivolution path, essentially Wanyamon, Dracomon for your baby and your level 3. They have good inheritable effects that help you as time goes on. Having Dracomon with its inheritable effect while you're playing other cards gives you extra memory. Having a blue Tamer in play when you're attacking gives you extra draw. From here, you can Digivolve really into whatever level 4 you have that you just have ready, whether it be Greymon, MailBirdramon, DeckardDramon. Not essentially whatever you have on hand is the fastest. Obviously, if you've got a choice to make, you've got all 3 of them or something. The Greymon lets you unsuspend. The MailBirdramon will prevent your opponent from attacking or blocking. And the DeckardDramon gives you extra DP. So any of them are good options. But if you're just going straight through as fast as possible, I think Greymon is the best because being able to unsuspend and attack again is good. Right? But it's not an end-all be-all because once you get into your MetalGreymon, it has the effect to add in a second card, another Blue Flare Digimon. So you can add in one of the other 2 and get the extra inheritable effect that way. From there, you can Digivolve into your ZeigGreymon for free, or if you've got the time and the memory, you can Digivolve into your DeckardGreymon or your MetalGreymon Cyber Launcher, both of which will activate your Yuya's second effect to protect you from option cards, but will also let you add in another source. So now you can have all of the inheritable effects if you want. But by doing that, you cannot get into ZeigGreymon for free because ZeigGreymon only Digivolves for 2 off of MetalGreymon, so you'll have to pay the full 3 cost. You'll gain 2 back as long as your opponent has 2 Digimon in play, making it a 1 cost evolution, so still not bad. The only time you'll really be using this guy is when you Digicross him. So if you've got him in your hand and you want to Digicross into MetalGreymon using this Greymon and the MailBirdramon, then by all means, that gives you an extra security attack when you finally get into your ZeigGreymon. Alright, that's going to be it for the Blue Flare deck updated for BT11. If you liked the video, well, you've probably heard this a million times. Subscribe button, like button, help share the video around. Hit the notification if you want to see when I post new videos. If you're interested in following me on other platforms, there's a Twitter, there's a TikTok. I have Discord where you can meet other players. We have webcam matches set up. You can discuss deck building. We host tournaments on occasion. I want to get more into it, but I need more people. So if that's something you're interested in, then the links to all of that stuff is in the description. Cool thing is, on my Discord server, I am building a game, a Digimon RPG game for Discord players to raise their own Digimon. The more you interact, the more you participate, the faster your Digimon grows. So it's still in early stages. Be kind, but it is there and it's already working if you want to go check it out. And if you're looking to support me in a more direct fashion, I do have an Etsy store. So it's not just give me money. There is an exchange here. I make products for the Digimon TCG. You probably like said products. I have Playmats galore, all kinds of designs. I have special metal memory counters. These guys right here. Ooh. These are pretty cool. There's special card packs. I've made shirt designs if you want to get a shirt. So there's a bunch of different stuff in there. So link to the Etsy store is in the description as well. Check it out. And thanks for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.